We're gonna go pee pee poo poo real fast. That's the bathroom song I just sang to my dog. We're gonna go pee pee poo poo real fast. And while I was standing there figuring out the notes, pee pee poop poo poo. He didn't go to the bathroom. He just stood there and looked at me. He's like, "Are we gonna stand out here all day figuring out the notes to your song? What's that about?" Okay, you guys really liked when I did a Friday video of just me answering some of the questions off of the Reddit thread. Am I the asshole? And that was an easy enough video to do. I'm doing a lot of filming this weekend. And that video was fun, and it was easy enough to film, and it was fun to do. So, did I say fun twice? So I'm gonna do that again. Okay. Oh my, the crack on that. Pee pee poo poo real fast. Okay, first one. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my dad's fiance's kids during their wedding? You have a dad. He's getting remarried. They want you to watch your new, what is that, those are step siblings, aren't they? Because it's a stepmom, step siblings, yeah. My dad and his fiancee, Kirsten, I thought it was Kristen. So it hits a little too close to home. Kirsten, both late 30s. They're getting married in January. Kirsten, whatever, has 3 kids under 8. Holy cow. My niece and nephew, they're 4 and like 1.5. So I can't imagine 3 kids under 8. Dad has me, 17 male. My mom died 11 years ago. Oh. Kirsten's ex-husband is alive, but doesn't play a role in their lives of their kids except child support, which is apparently taken from his income because he wasn't paying. Kind of sounds like a deadbeat. Her kids don't remember their dad, and so Dad and Kirsten are hoping Dad will become their new dad. Oh, that's a hard dynamic for you to be like a bystander and be like, oh, you're going to move in on my dad? This is my dad. You think your kids are going to move in? Start calling my dad their dad? It can be kind of confusing on the birthday cards. My dad, your dad. Who's dad? Who is this guy? Someone's dad. That's crazy that they're like so blatantly in your face about it too. They're like, you're an adult. You're almost an adult. Move aside. Other kids need this dad. Like in the theory of being a good person, stepping in as a fatherly role sounds right. But just to blatantly say like, you're almost done with this guy being your dad. You're almost an adult. He's going to be a dad to these kids. Happens every day, all the time. It's just like a crazy concept. I think we swoop by a little too fast. I met Kirsten 4 or 5 months ago and her kids are around the same time, and given my age and the fact that I did fine with just me and my dad, I'm not looking for Kirsten to fill any sort of maternal or motherly role. There you go. You're more of an adult than you think. I also don't think I'll be engaging with Kirsten's kids as a sibling. This upsets her because she wanted me to be the cool older sibling for them and someone who might babysit on occasion. But mostly someone who'd make a point to spend time with them. But I'm not planning on spending too much time with them. I have plans for once I turn 18. My dad always knew this. So you communicate with so your dad knows you're out and about. Listen, your dad was like, I'm going to be the dad. Everyone else will just fall in line. You're going to be a sibling, a brother, a cousin, a shoulder to lean on, to cry on. And you're like, no, thank you. I got plans of my own. That's like you going to school thinking about lunchtime. You're like, we're having pizza for lunch. Or you get a chicken sandwich. I'm going to get that pizza. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to read that book I was bringing. I got plans. I know what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden you get to the lunchroom and all your friends are like, we're sitting at this table. We all got chicken sandwiches. On Wednesdays, we eat chicken sandwiches. And you're like, what? No, I don't think so. I had plans. You guys know I love pizza. Count me out of the plans. This is the difference between pizza and chicken sandwiches. That's also crazy for someone to be like, I want you to be their older sibling. Listen, there's 3 of them. You have 3 kids of your own. Automatically, one of them is already the oldest sibling of the rest. It'll be fine. Also, 17 and 8 is a huge age gap to be like, I want you to be the cooler older sibling. This is like a stranger to them. What's the age gap? That's like over 10 years. That's like me talking to a, say, 18-year-old and being like, we don't have anything in common. I don't think you want my advice on anything. I make videos on the internet and I drink lukewarm room temp cups of coffee and I don't like wearing pants in the winter time and I barely own a coat. And I talk to myself 99% of the day. I can't give you advice. I'm not a role model. So this has fed into the whole babysitting the kids during their wedding stuff. Kirsten says since I won't be 18 when they get married and I'll still be living with my dad, I should be willing to monitor her kids throughout the wedding. What does living with your dad have anything to do with monitoring her kids at a wedding? Is the wedding at the house? It doesn't matter. You could be 23. I'm not babysitting your kids. I don't even like your kids. Also, my dad's getting married. I want to be at the wedding. How often do you get to go to a wedding of your dad and you get to know I want to chit chat. I want to flirt with the staff and eat a bunch of cheese cubes during the cocktail hour and, stuff my face with the coconut cream cake y'all got for the wedding cake. My dad admitted she's hoping it makes me a little more willing to be someone to her kids by forcing you to babysit them. You're hoping that you become close. What is this? I said no when I was initially asked, and I was clear with my no. Kirsten told me it wasn't like I was looking forward to the wedding anyway, so why not agree to babysit? Huh? Just because you don't like the toppings on the pizza that people buy for dinner doesn't mean that you don't deserve to eat dinner. It means you just gotta figure it out. Oh, I'll peel the toppings off the pizza. Oh, I'll eat some of the salad we also bought. Oh, I'll make myself a PB&J from the kitchen. What? Just because you're not like the most joyous person going to the wedding? Who's more excited to go to your wedding than the bride and groom? It's your wedding. It's your event. Oh my gosh, look at this hair on me. Okay. She told me it would give me a chance to bond with her kids. I said no. Dad said he'd pay me to do it if I was agreeable to money for it. But then Kirsten was saying it would be hurtful if I wouldn't do it as a favor to my growing family. This is not the Brady Bunch. Dad told her I was expecting a little too much. She argued that if I'm there and still living with him, I should be willing, and that I seem so resistant to acting like a sibling, and that it's incredibly childish. Your new stepmom? Sounds like a nightmare. Sounds like me, my kids, my kids, my kids. If this person's also technically going to be your kid now, why can't they have an opinion? You should respect a 17-year-old's opinion if they're coming to you being like, no, I don't want to do that. Also, your dad just paying you, your dad knows. He's like, that's kind of dumb. We shouldn't be asking them to babysit. Yes, and then he threw some money at you instead. Because your dad knows it's a dumb idea. He thought a crisp $20 bill would change your mind. There was some more back and forth about it. Kirsten got really pissed when I said it again, as clearly as I could, that I won't babysit during the wedding. Dad said he'd pay for a sitter, but Kirsten said I should really be more willing here, that Dad and I won't have an awful relationship. Kirsten said I should really be more willing here and make the day less expensive and more of a happy memory for everyone. Listen, if the babysitter makes or breaks the wedding, the cost of the wedding, should have factored that in. Second of all, why aren't your kids at the wedding? Huh? You were complaining they don't remember their first dad, so maybe bring them to the wedding of the new dad. I don't know. That's so weird. I'm on the 17-year-old side, just from the angle that this new lady, this Kirsten lady, just from the angle she's coming at. She's coming in hot, expecting you to do things and becoming a new family as the excuse for everything. Whoa. You don't create a family by forcing family time. Also, what bonding time are you doing at a wedding? And every single time Kirsten brings it up, trying to guilt trip you, that'll be another $20. Put that shit in my hand. And if your money doesn't show, because you owe me. My jungle love, Kirsten, we owe. Because I don't want to get to know ya or your kids. You are not the asshole. Frankly, whatever plans you had for when you turn 18, let's keep those plans on track. Okay? Keep a good relationship with your dad. Listen, when those kids are a little bit older, if you plan on being in each other's lives forever and ever, there's plenty of time to bond. Cheers to you, cheers to me, cheers to weddings. My neighbors are outside. What are y'all doing? They're like, what are you doing over there, big head, talking to yourself? Yes. Am I the asshole for telling my 25 female best friend or boyfriend that he can't go out with his friends for one of their birthdays? Wait, I think a girl's writing this, she's a 25-year-old female, and her 24-year-old male boyfriend can't go out with his friends for one of their birthdays. It says, please read before judging. Oh, girl. My birthday's tomorrow, but I also share it with my boyfriend's grandmother. Tough break. Tomorrow, they're having a party for her, but said they will get a cake for me as well. But I just wanted to be able to celebrate my birthday on my own because I never really got to as an adult. I try to make my birthday special. I don't want my boyfriend to miss his grandma's birthday, but I want to be there too. So I decided on celebrating today. I just wanted to go to dinner and do something with my friends, and boyfriend included afterwards, but my friends all canceled on me, so it would just be me and my boyfriend. Then I'd be sleeping at his house afterwards. First of all, your friends suck. They know that's your birthday. They know it's specifically I'm celebrating my birthday early because I have to go to this other thing because it's her birthday. Your friends suck. They all canceled. How many friends are we talking? 1, 2? Maybe a coincidence. 3, 4, 5, your friends suck. Last night he asked if he could go out for his friend's birthday tonight, someone he isn't very close with, and I said I thought we were doing something for my birthday. He said we were, and that he wouldn't be going out till later and after 11. I reminded him that I was supposed to sleep over, and he said I still could, but I said I didn't want to sleep over just to be by myself all night. Okay, sounds like your boyfriend sucks. Let's pick. Why are so many people's birthdays next to each other's? His grandma's birthday is on the same day as your birthday, so you're celebrating a day early, but now this friend that he doesn't know, an acquaintance, some guy he wants to go out, drink a couple beers with, and dilly-dally with, starting at 11 p.m.? I know that you're sleeping over. You're just going to dinner, hanging out, sleeping over, but like, you're going to get back to his house, he's going to leave? It's douchey. It isn't like a huge argument or anything, but I can tell he has been a bit annoyed by me, and he joked that his friends are insisting I'm being a bit of an asshole considering I'm moving in with him in a couple of weeks, and will have endless sleepovers and can sacrifice one night. I just feel like he wouldn't have told me that comment if he didn't believe it himself. Oh, good catch, girl, because his friends are talking in his ear, and he goes, I agree with that. But when I explain that to her, I'm going to say, y'all said it. Like, I am just the third point in the triangle of the argument. No. I just feel like he wouldn't have told me that comment if he didn't believe it himself. I just would like to celebrate my birthday tonight too and not be alone going into my birthday when I can't celebrate it tomorrow. I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant, so going out with them isn't an option. Whoa. You should have started up top. Up top, I'm pregnant. Things might be a little more important, a little more emotional. 30 weeks pregnant? You got emotions ping-ponging around. That's crazy. That's a lot to think about. First of all, I'm glad that we all decided to put the grandma first, okay? We don't know how many more birthdays she's got left. And his family already claimed this is the birthday for the grandma day. You came along, so sorry, girl. Your birthday's gotta go. Well, it doesn't have to go, but if you want, you can do whatever, okay? So then, I like how you took the responsibility of, I want my birthday to be special. I don't know how I feel about birthdays. Personally, birthdays as I get older are not as special as they were when you were a kid. Because when you were a kid, you went to school and brought cupcakes and everyone sang to you and celebrated. I was like, that's just how special you needed to be. As an adult, I like to spend birthdays by myself, doing my favorite things, eating my favorite snacks, sitting outside, a couple of drinks, lounging in the sun, not a lot of contact with people on my birthday, so I don't have to set any expectations, and I just kind of chill. That's what I like to do on my birthday, because then I just set the tone. I set the schedule, the tone, the activities. So I like that she took the initial, you need your nails cut. You are clippity-clopping around here. What you need? I already let you outside. Remember, I sang the whole P song. I like that she took the initiative and was like, I'm going to celebrate my birthday the day before. So she planned it the day before. Friends all suck. Totally left her. And then her boyfriend, is he the baby daddy? She did not connect those dots for us. Is he the baby daddy? You're pregnant and this is just your now boyfriend. Who knows? That's crazy. The whole, soon you'll be moving in and you'll have endless sleepovers as an argument is such a friend argument just to get him to get out. Just to get the boyfriend out and about and to go drink with them. Then if that's that's his friend's causing a fight. Be like, you'll have endless sleepovers. It's her birthday. And all of her friends canceled. So the least she could do is snuggle and cuddle with her boyfriend. And also she can't go out and have this banger of a birthday because she's pregnant. Are we all forgetting that part? That feels like numero uno, okay? So all she wants to do is go to dinner and hang out with probably one of her favorite people. And it's not even on her birthday she moved it. She's not the asshole. I think she got some asshole people surrounding her. Also, she said it herself. She called out, she's like, this guy that she wants to go celebrate his birthday with, not even that good of friends, okay? If I'm not that good of friends with somebody, I'm not leaving my house at 11 p.m. to go drink with them. No. My battery died. So we're gonna film in here because I had to change the battery. Also, I found pudding! Banana pie pudding. Banana pie pudding. Oh, look who's here. Look who just happened to be wandering the halls. Ooh, here's another coffee one. I did find another coffee one. Okay. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not drinking the coffee that my boyfriend has made for me? People making coffee for you. I, 24 female, have been with my boyfriend, 24 male, for 3.5 years. He knows I'm a bit specific about certain things, like tidying up or how I like to cook certain dishes. And not to annoy him with those specifics, I always make sure that I make them myself. Now, my morning coffee is very specific. I like 2 teaspoons of instant coffee with 2 teaspoons of hazelnut syrup, filled with half the cup with boiling water and the rest filled with oat milk, and I like that in my specific morning coffee mug. Honestly, doesn't sound too crazy, and even down to the specific mug. Perfectly normal order. I've heard people have way more complicated orders at the drive-thru. I do realize that I sound very annoying, but because I am aware of that, I always make it myself and would never ask for someone to make my coffee exactly like that. When my colleagues are making me a coffee, I take whatever they make me, and I say thank you very much. For 3.5 years, my boyfriend has seen me make my morning coffee this way, and got fed up with me refusing that he makes coffee for me, so I have shown him several times exactly how I like it. But still, every time he makes it for me, it's not the right dose of coffee or hazelnut syrup, or it isn't the right cup. I can get over that one, to be fair. I'm trying to think. There are, certain types of coffee cups that I'm like, this is a stupid design. This little crevasse with the bigger, small, with the lip on it, and there's a weird crack, but the crack seems to be, there on purpose. Who's cracking the coffee mugs? Stuff like that. And I swear I do not want to be annoying, but the coffee just doesn't taste how I am craving it for it to taste. It's like my body isn't satisfied with it and I keep craving my coffee until I get it, but I don't want to have 2 coffees in the morning. I have told my boyfriend that I appreciate his gesture, but to let me make my coffee in the morning. This morning he got annoyed when he asked me if I wanted coffee in bed, and I said, no, I'll make it. He said, I know you're going to get up and make one, so just trust me. So I trusted him, and he made me a machine espresso coffee with a bit of syrup and some milk. I said, thanks, but I don't want to drink that. But I don't want to drink machine espresso in the morning. Never have I ever drank machine coffee in front of him. I don't like it, and only ever buy capsules for him because I am able to remember how he likes his coffee. He made her the wrong coffee. He didn't even try and make the coffee she likes. He used a different machine, or I don't know. From the top, he just made it how he wanted to. He got really angry at me, told me he is just trying to be nice and I'm being an asshole about it. I very much disagree. It has been freaking 3.5 years, and I've shown him at least 10 times how I like my coffee. At this stage, I just think he's trying to make a point that I will like any coffee, but I just don't. I can taste the difference, and I don't understand why he won't just make me coffee that I like, and if he's that desperate to make me a coffee. Once again, I have never asked him to do that for me. I do not feel grateful for the gesture at all either, but am I being a spoiled asshole? Oh my gosh! I swear to crap. If arguments and annoyances around coffee could end a relationship, they could deteriorate the pyramids. They could turn ancient Rome into dust. The ruins themselves would turn into dust. Why are we just not... I'm not speechless. I have a lot to say. Your boyfriend sounds like not only just an asshole, he sounds like one of the biggest assholes I've ever met. Let's do the quick math that she pointed out. Been together 3.5 years, so they obviously know each other pretty well. And she showed him 10 times how to make the coffee that she likes. Okay, first of all, your boyfriend sounds like an idiot. You showed him 10 times? Was every single time because you guys got in an argument about he's not making it right, so then she has to show him again? So you guys have been in probably 10 arguments about this, and he still insists on making you your coffee, okay? And the way that you wrote it, and I believe you, because you're so specific about it down to the mug, you're like, I literally know it's annoying, I just make it myself. Look at you taking responsibility for the things that you like. And also, that's not a cute gesture to be like, oh my gosh, I just want to do something nice. I just want to be kind. I'm just going to make you your coffee for you and I'll try and best. No. You know, it's really cute. Respecting my boundaries. You know, it's cute. Actually trying to make the coffee that I like it. You know, it's a kind gesture. Just listening to me when I say that I'll make my own coffee. And why don't you do some other nice gesture? I'm sure there's fucking laundry to be put away. I'm sure when he trims his beard, he probably just leaves the shavings all over the counter. If he can't comprehend and listen to you about how you like your coffee, my goodness, how does the rest of his life look? Does he ever listen to anybody? Is he doing good at work? He must be a chicken running around with his head cut off, literally, because he can't get it together. If someone showed me how to make their coffee and it was very specific and I cared about that person, I really want to make this person proud. I want to make them a cup of coffee that they like so that I can put that into use later on and make them a cup of coffee in bed. Oh, fun. I would write that shit down. Okay? She's very specific. I would take a picture of the mug, and then I would print out and laminate exactly how to make it. Okay? And I would even have her walk me through how to make it once. Not just show me. Walk me through it. A little hands-on learning. And then I would figure it out. I think the most... You're not the asshole. I think the most upsetting thing about that whole post is that she pointed out herself. She really got down to the root of the problem at the end when she said, it's like he's trying to make the coffee wrong on purpose and not caring about actually how she likes it made and her preference and her likings and her choice. And he knows that it'll result in a fight every time, but he's doing it on purpose to try and prove to her that she'll like any coffee. If she'll just get used to it eventually. She actually likes coffee, whatever. She doesn't really know what she's talking about. Huh? Nothing annoys me more than someone liking something and then someone coming along and trying to tell them that's not how they like something or that they don't know what they're talking about when it's a personal preference. If that's how she likes her coffee, it's not like her running the dishwasher and she only likes to put half the recommended amount of soap in the dishwasher and then the plates come out dirty, so she always has to run the dishwasher twice, and wastes 2 times the amount of water, but actually ends up putting the same amount of... It's not like she's just doing something you're like, oh my gosh, if you just do it this way, it's technically the same thing and we get to the same end goal. No. She has a preference. That's what she likes. Why are you trying to convince her that she likes something else? That's so weird to me. And it's something as trivial as coffee, as a drink in the morning. It's part of her morning routine. Why are you messing with someone's morning routine? I think it's weird. Why does he think that he's right about your preferences and what you like? Why would someone else be right about that when there's no right or wrong answer? If your ideal cup of coffee was half a cup of sugar, 1 test tube droplet of coffee, and 3 teaspoons of half and half, okay? With a sliced up Ferrero Rocher chocolate in there on top. Fancy little presentational melting chocolate sort of thing at the end. If that's how you wanted your coffee, either your boyfriend of 3.5 years supposedly accepts that. Oh, she's got kind of a weird coffee order. She's a little particular about it. It looks kind of gross. I don't personally like it. Either you accept that, or you're not together, or you move on. You don't try and convince someone out of that, like whatever. It's not even that crazy of a coffee order. It just sounds like she's specific about how it tastes. And how it's like prepared. That's fine. The funniest part of that to me is probably the fact that he makes the coffee wrong and then they go into a whole fight argument about it. That probably takes about, 2 hours of making the coffee, being pissed off, fighting about it, and being mad. If he would have just made the coffee correctly, no matter how long, no matter how intricate and detailed this, coffee order is, it probably would have taken 10 minutes tops. 10 minutes and then a happy girlfriend? My goodness. Y'all love to waste each other's time. Oh, I feel like all these coffee ones, it's not like, oh, that's, both of you are kind of It's always like one person is such an ass. Okay, let's do this one. I work at a dog daycare as my day job. I've worked there, 6 years now. I don't think, this is a preference for this one, I don't think unless you've worked at a dog daycare and around that many different types of animals, I'm talking to animal personalities. And you wouldn't understand that unless you've met 150 dogs. Back to back to back, okay? Am I the asshole for dropping off my friend's dog at a doggy daycare when I was supposed to be watching him? First of all, right off the bat, yes. My friend, 25 female, asked me, 24 female, if I could watch her dog Cody for 2 weeks. While she went back to her home state to deal with some family issues. Sounds like it was a little bit of a last-minute thing, okay? She told me he was potty trained, good with people, and good with other animals. I have a cat named Tawny. Whatever. I have been to her house a few times, and at least during the times I've been there, he's usually a sweetheart. I said yes, and when it came time for her to leave, she dropped Cody and his things off. First thing I realized is that Cody wasn't as house-trained as he claimed. Maybe he knew it was wrong to pee in his house, but he could clearly thought it would be perfectly okay to do it in mine. It had been on the vinyl wood floor, and I caught it immediately, so I just let it slide, cleaned it up, and took him out for a walk right after. But as the days went by, and it happened more than once, it became clear to me that he just wasn't well potty trained at all. Second thing I realized is that yes, he's friendly with other animals, but that doesn't mean good with other animals. Tawny had no problem with him when he was calm, but when he was hyperactive and getting all up in her space, she would get hissy and swipe at him. I ended up banishing him to the upstairs, but that led to another problem. Cody hated to be alone at night. He absolutely hated it and made sure everyone knew about it by whining and barking until he would tire himself out. I finally ended up calling my friend and telling her that her dog isn't as well behaved as she claimed, and that she needed to tell me, another friend of hers, that she felt comfortable enough to hand him off to, or that I was just going to end up sticking him in a doggy daycare that she'd either have to pay for or pay me back for. She got upset and asked why I had agreed to dog sit and if I was still going to dump him. Literally the words dump him tells you everything you need to know. But I had agreed to dog sit a dog who was painted as not having behavioral issues. That's a stretch. Just she couldn't find someone that she could trust to take care of Cody, so I found a non-expensive but still decently reviewed dog daycare to drop him off at. She said she'd pay me back since I ended up paying up front, but that she was really cross with me and wasn't sure if she could depend on me for things anymore. Rightfully so, and we'll get into it. I felt totally justified originally, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized I could totally understand why she'd be upset, but I essentially went back on my word and also made her pay for a service that she hadn't planned on using. Yeah, you cost her money and a friendship. Good job. This is all the part that I read when I, pre-read this so I could use it in the video. There's a bunch of other stuff here that I never saw. Right off the bat, this girl is such an asshole. And also, it's so interesting. You can't just dump a dog off in a random place, aka this friend's house, and the dog's never been there, and they have another animal, and expect them to be like, oh, he's good with animals. What does that even mean? Like, you're just gonna shove your dog in a bunch of rooms with a cat and be like, that should be fine. Also, maybe a lot of dogs, because there's another animal, maybe he's marking territory. Maybe they aren't as potty trained as they thought. But you know what? Above all else, you're doing your friend a favor who's going back home with family issues, and you know she'll be back in 2 weeks. There is an end date. It wasn't like, hey, can you watch my dog? I don't know when I'll be back. You couldn't handle a dog for 2 weeks? Okay, you couldn't have bought a crate to put the dog in, and then the dog would sit in the crate upstairs, and all you would have to do with is the whining at night, and you'd still take the dog out for walks and play with them, but you'd cut down on the bathroom trips inside to not have to deal with, like them ruining your furniture and your floor and like all the peeing everywhere. Eliminate that problem. Buy a crate. A lot less expensive than taking them to daycare for 2 weeks. I can't imagine the bill on that. Even if you said it was a non-expensive daycare. Listen, and you have a cat. Like, you're an animal person, you have a cat, you're a pet owner. This dog has no idea. This dog can probably stress that the owner was stressed out with family stuff. Then they get dumped at an unfamiliar place with you that they've met a couple of times, and then you have another cat. They're probably just peeing on stuff out of spite, out of annoyance, out of unsureness. Or maybe they aren't potty trained. Maybe your friend did lie to you about that. If someone gave me the worst trained dog ever, I would still be able to figure it out for 2 weeks. That says you and a lot about your friendship. You couldn't handle something for 2 weeks. This person is having a family issue they had to fly out for. So many options. I'm going to read all the extra info that I guess they added on info based on the comments. I know how to care for a dog. Before I moved out of my parents' house, I was the main caretaker for my family dog, Prince. One of the reasons I was convinced she hadn't trained Cody as well, as she claimed, was because Prince had never had accidents no matter where he was. No matter where he was once I'd potty trained him, he understood that if he's inside, he shouldn't do it. The daycare wasn't something I just chose haphazardly. I looked through the places near me and she agreed on one for me to take him to according to reviews and pricings. Okay, well, if the friend got to pick the daycare, that's fine. I followed the instructions of Cody's care given to me. 4 walks a day with a 4-hour interval starting at 8 with a last call to the backyard before bed. 4 walks a day? I wonder what kind of dog it is. That's a lot of walking. Is the dog used to being in an apartment, maybe? Sorry, my nose rings on the way. 4 walks a day. I mean, it's a lot. But also, you knew all that going in. You knew you had to do 4 walks a day. I played with him indoors and outdoors, and he'd sit with me on the couch during downtime. He didn't really beg for attention during the daytime, and he didn't beg for attention during night until he got permabanned. Banned from the cat. I wouldn't say Tawny is socialized with dogs per se, but Cody isn't the first dog she's been around. She's been around Prince, but we had trained him not to rush at people or jump at people, and well, that translated to other animals as well by default, so she never had a problem with him. Honestly, based on the mixed answers so far, I'll probably end up just splitting the costs with her. It seems both of us didn't think this through during her rush to leave. I had a standard for what I considered a trained dog to be based off of Prince without considering that not every dog is going to be like Prince, and she didn't think about how Cody might be in a new environment he's never been before and assumed his behavior as well as he did at home. A lot of assumptions had been made on our ends, and that made sense in a vacuum, but not when put into practice. I don't know. A lot of the comments are back and forth, and some of the information, now that I read it, kind of sums it up. I think the most important thing about the whole thing is to remember that she had to rush to a family-related, emergency, whatever. Time was not of the essence. We couldn't flush out this idea very well to make sure the dog was comfortable or to figure out the logistics of things. She didn't know. She had to go. Second of all, it's for 2 weeks. Seems like kind of an asshole move to me. Immediately was like, you gotta find somebody else. We gotta dump the dog in daycare. I don't know how many days they gave it a shot before they moved the dog to daycare, but also the schedule they were talking about, 4 walks a day, so many hours in between, goes out at night, play with them in the daytime, This person sounds like they were around the house all day. So why couldn't we make it work? You had all day with the dog. It wasn't like I have to go to work for 8 hours and then I got to feed myself and shower and, blah, 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 blah. Also, I got to spend another 6 hours with this dog trying to figure out. Sounded like they were around a lot. Sounds like you had the time and the freedom and the opportunity to try and figure it out. I would not just dump my dog at a daycare boarding facility, randomly. That could be a very traumatizing experience for a dog. Okay, and also you did cost your friend a lot of money. But now they know. Now they know to have a daycare boarding place on standby. That's just, what's got to happen. And that's probably a good rule for most people, is to have a daycare boarding facility, like a third party to watch, your dog. A place that specializes in watching animals. So, yeah, that one's a doozy. I got a little heated and then I read the rest of the messages and I backed off a little bit. Because I was like, you know what? Whatever. Seems a little bit asshole-ish to me, does it not? Okay, anyways, that person, if you ask them to make a specific cup of coffee, they probably take your coffee mug and throw it away. I couldn't figure it out, so I just threw the coffee cup away, and I threw the coffee mug away, and I threw the coffee machine away. Actually broke it into a bunch of pieces and gave it to the garbage men. They said they could put it back together, and then they got a brand new coffee machine. They said they'd left that. Oh, instead of doing that, you just wanted me to just tell you I couldn't make the cup of coffee? I'll have to work on that. I'll have to work on that myself, okay? My throat actually hurts from yelling so much at myself. Like, subscribe, comment down below which one of these stories or scenarios you liked, if you had any differing opinions than me on them. You're like, listen, I had a situation with a dog one time. I also took him to a daycare. Okay, love to hear it. And if anybody ever knows how you like a cup of coffee, no matter how ridiculous, and this is a romantical relationship with somebody that cares for you, somebody that like would want to put in the effort to learn stuff that you like and prepare it the way you like, and they purposely made it wrong and then tried to argue with you about it after you showed them 10 times. 10 times they inquired about how would you like your coffee and then purposely made it wrong on the 11th time. Oh! No, get a divorce. Move out. Kick him to the curb. Put the box of stuff in the closet. That's my stuff. Don't touch my coffee mugs. I'll fuck you up. Boom, bum, dum, bum, bum. Could you walk and talk at the same time? 'Cause I'm kicking your ass to the curb. I'm drinking my coffee, even if it's absurd. Bum, 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 bum. 'Cause I hate you all the time. I was just listening to a podcast, and a guy referenced that song, which was so funny that just came full circle. And he was singing it too. To the left, to the left. That's my coffee cup. Please don't touch, don't touch. 'Cause I like my coffee how I like it. A little water, hazelnut, cream, and half and half. Do 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 boo.